Hey Kipsters, today we're going to talk about energy pyramids. We've already talked about food chains and food webs and how energy is passed from one organism to another. Today we're going to look at how energy is transferred through what scientists call energy pyramids. So first, what is an energy pyramid? An energy pyramid is a way to show how energy flows from one living organism to the next. It also shows that there's less energy and fewer organisms as you move up an energy pyramid. Here's what I mean. There are such things as trophic levels. Now, a trophic level is each level of the energy pyramid. Producers are down at the bottom. The next trophic level is level 1. The one above that is level 2. And then finally, the top or tertiary, like you and I, are the level 3 trophic level. So each level is called a trophic level. As we know, the sun is the main source of energy for an energy pyramid. Without it, producers wouldn't be able to go through photosynthesis, and all living organisms wouldn't have the energy they need to grow. Producers are the first or bottom trophic level of an energy pyramid. Producers are organisms that make their own food and get their energy from the sun. Examples would be like grass or trees and shrubs. As you can see here, producers are at the bottom of the energy pyramid. There are more producers and more energy at the bottom of the energy pyramid than anywhere else. So we know that there are more producers in the world than any other animal or organism. Above producers are primary consumers. Primary consumers are the next trophic level of the energy pyramid. They're herbivores that feed on producers for their energy. An example would be like a rabbit that feeds on grass and shrubs in order to get energy. As you can see on the energy pyramid, the primary consumers are the level above, or the trophic level above, producers. Next are secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are the next trophic level, and they get their energy by eating primary consumers. An example would be like a fox. Foxes feed on rabbits and other small organisms that are primary consumers. Finally, the top level are tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the top level of the energy pyramid, and they get their energy by eating secondary and primary consumers. It's like you and I. Also like a cougar that may feed on such things as a snake, or even a hawk that would feed on bigger organisms as well. There's a such thing as decomposers, and the job of decomposers is super important to the ecosystem. Decomposers, like the one shown here, get their energy from dead organisms, and they break down dead organisms and return the nutrients to the earth. So, when an animal or an organism dies, things like maggots, fungi, mushrooms, or worms break down the dead matter and return the nutrients to the soil. Kilocalories is how we measure energy in energy pyramids. As you see here, calories are something you will see often on the back of a nutrition label. For example, if I pick up a bag of Cheetos, I might see that there are 180 calories in a bag of Cheetos. Well, very similarly, kilocalories is the amount of energy in an energy pyramid. It's how we measure it. Here's what I mean. There's a 10% rule that says as we move up each trophic level of an energy pyramid, only 10% of the energy is passed on. Think for a second. Why do you think this is? Here's an example of the energy pyramid we'll be looking at. My first question to you is to think about, if this is an energy pyramid and there are 10,000 kilocalories at the bottom, at the producer level, the primary consumers then have 1,000 or 10%. Secondary consumers have 100 or 10%. How much energy is at the top? I'll give you a second to work it out. Well, I can see here that in order to pass energy on, only 10% gets passed from one level to the next. So 10% is passed here, only 10% is passed here. And then finally, only 10% also gets passed to the top. So 10% of 100, if here's the decimal, I move the decimal over one place to here, and I get 10. So my correct answer here should be 10 kilocalories. That's how much energy is available at the top of the energy pyramid. Let's look at another example. So for question 2, take a look at this and then write your answer down on your paper. Again, you should have thought about the 10% rule. Only 10% gets passed on to the next level. So if I only pass on 10%, I put my decimal point is here, move it one place over. 2,500 kilocalories gets passed on to this level. So your answer should be 2,500 kilocalories. Let's look at question 3. Which type of consumer only eats producers? I'll give you a second to write down your answer. So you should have come up with producers are at the bottom. So I have to figure out what is the level above that feeds off of producers, and that should be primary consumers. So your correct answer here should be primary consumers. And let's do one more. Question 4. Where is the most energy found in the energy pyramid? Well, an energy pyramid looks like this. And as we know, the most energy is always found at the bottom of the energy pyramid. It's where the biggest space is. So this correct answer should be P for producers. The most energy is found right here at the bottom of the energy pyramid where there are producers. That's all for now.